Joel Rubin is the president of the Washington Strategy Group and a former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State. Now, Joel, I know you were a supporter of the deal, so can you really say that the JCPOA, which at best only delayed Iran's nuclear program, was really worth this as we're learning more and more about the cost?
Well, newsflash, Iran is a bad actor. That is not new information, and that's why we did the deal in the Obama administration. That's why it took multiple years to put punishing sanctions on Iran, to bring them to the table, to give up their plutonium, to give up their highly enriched uranium, to essentially have non-stop inspections on the ground. Now, all that is unraveling, and so we're seeing a predictable
they're not non-stop inspections.
No.
Joel,
it's all,
limited
but
inspections with a lot of notice.
That's not new information.
Well, just I have to correct you on the term non-stop inspections, because that's just not accurate. That's not what is in the deal. But go on.
It is actually the most intrusive inspections by the IAEA, who has verified that Iran had been complying with the deal. Now they're clearly concerned about what's happening since the United States terminated our participation in the deal. So I'm not going to tell you that Iran is a good actor, that they're somehow treating people in their country well. They're not. They're engaging horribly in Syria and in Iraq and in Yemen, no doubt. That's why we needed to have our hands on their nuclear infrastructure. And now those hands are coming off it, and we're seeing a predictable outcome, which is not good. You're arguing for a better deal, and I'm not going to disagree with that. What I will tell you, though, is that getting rid of the nuclear deal undermines our ability to get to that better deal. Right now, we have allowed that nuclear program out of the box, and that is dangerous. We should be going after these other problems that you're pointing to, but now we actually lost our partners who could help us get there. That's a problem.
Well, nobody's saying that a deal was not what we wanted. The question was a good deal or a bad deal. We broke the deal because it was a bad deal to begin with.
Joel,
well, now you're complaining about the outcomes that were predicted.
Though?
You're pointing out to an idea there's a magic wand that somehow all of the concerns about Iran just disappear with one piece of paper. No. What we did was we got a deal that moved the ball in the right direction. And the French, the Germans, these are not softies on Iran. The French were very hardline on Iran during the negotiations, and Macron came here and said to the president, don't get rid of this nuclear deal, stay in it, we'll negotiate more. But the president said no, and as a result now we've lost the French, and that's dangerous. And this moment was highly predictable to have situations where there are incidents and then to have finger pointing as a result of that. It could be Houthi activity. We've seen that before. It could be mines that were laid a long time ago. I don't know. I'm not going to try to put out false ideas, but what I am saying is that there is enough out there that one needs to be precise in what the cause of this was. Was it an attack, or was it an incident that occurred from something that was laid a long while ago? It is very ironic and kind of sad, quite frankly, that the Japanese ship was the one that was harmed while the Japanese prime minister is in Tehran, that's for sure. Basically, they have been told that a maximum pressure campaign, as the secretary himself just said in the clip, is going to be leveled against them by the United States. And it has been. And it's been very pressure-oriented. And the result is that Iran looks at the nuclear deal that they made, and they're seeing that the United States pulled out of it, that the benefits promised are no longer being realized, and it doesn't have many options. So it's good that we have a pressure campaign, but we also need to accept that this is the result. And if this is the result, it's not going to get us to where we want to go, and where even President Trump himself said the other day, and Secretary Pompeo today, that they want a negotiated solution. We are heading in the opposite direction of that. I think this is part of the challenge for the United States, and one that we face here, which is what are our interests? We can't get sucked into this regional fight, this competition, without a game plan for us. And going to your question about military action, we don't have many cards. What are we going to do? It's a country of 80 million people with significant assets in the region. Are we going to pinprick what and where, and what would the result be? It's very dangerous, and there's not even support here in Congress for military action against Iran. So the conspiracy theories, move it to the side, but what are we trying to achieve? And going to Michael's point, we better build back our international coalition. It's gone. It left us after we left the nuclear deal. And people around the world are looking at our policy and saying, not a lot of credibility right now on your pressure campaign. You're on your own. But we can't be on our own if we're going to succeed.
All right. Thank you so much for your perspective and analysis. Joel Rubin, Michael Duran. Appreciate it.